Hi everybody, welcome to Techvision Academy. In this video, we are going to be talking about CSS tables. So we have HTML tables can be greatly improved with CSS. Then the next is the CSS table borders. The CSS border property is used to specify the width, style, and color of a table border. The first thing, the CSS border property is also a shorthand property for border width, that is sets the width of the border. Border style sets the style of the border, which is required. That one is compulsory. Then we have border color, sets the color of the border. So the example below specifies a 1px solid border for table th and td. So let's create an example. In this place, we'll come here, we'll say table. Then inside table we have TR, which will be table role. Inside table role we have TH, that is, we can say clothes and prices. Then it's a t-shirt. If it's a t-shirt we want, or we say trouser. And this one should be $20. So this is a table. Let's see what we have. This is just a table. Now we'll come here, we'll come to this side. So we'll come to our style, then we'll come here, we'll come to our style, we'll say table, CR, and TD. This is what I want. We want 1pixel solid black. So this will give everything a border. Let's check it out. So this is it. This is a table, just a simple table. This is the table row, and we have the table column. Let's proceed to the next one. We have the CSS collapse table border. Before anything, you can use different colors. You can use green. You can use green as well, which works. Any type of color you want to use, you can make use of it. Can you see our table is in green form? Now let's proceed. We have CSS collapse table border. The CSS border collapse property sets whether table border should collapse in a single border or separated in a standard. We have HTML. This property can have one of the following values: either separate default value, borders are separated. Each cell will display its own border. If you have border collapse, borders are collapsed into a single border so this is where we have our table. We can just come here and say table border collapse. Table border collapse. Can you see everything has collapsed? We had it in double lines before, but now it's in a single line, which is easier and better and cleaner though. So we have the CSS table padding. To control the space between the border and the content of the table, use the padding property on the elements. So we can give the table head and table data padding of 10 pixels. We can come here and say TH, TD, you want to give them padding of 10 pixel. Now we have a padding. It is looking like a view table right now. This is a padding. So we have something better now. So this is it. Yeah, so it has given us a better table. So we just added padding and that just worked for us. So let's move to the next one. CSS border spacing. The CSS border spacing property sets the distance between the borders of adjacent cells. Note, this property works only when border collapse is set to separate. The following table has a border spacing of 15 pixels. So using this border spacing property is when we have border collapse separate, then we can use border spacing 15 px. Let's come here. We have it as collapse here, but let's change it to separate. Then in this next place, we'll come here. We'll say border spacing 10 pixel. Can you see what we have? If it's separated, so just give it spacing of 10 pixel each of the sides. But I prefer collapse than spacing. This makes it look so better. This is like giving us a full table now. So let's move to the next one. We have CSS outside the table border. If you just want a border around the table, not inside, you specify the border property only for the element. So if you don't want it inside the TH and TD and TR, you can just specify it table alone. So in this place where we have TH, TR, and TD, table, TR, and TD, we can just come here. Say table. I figured we're already having two tables, so we can just bring this out. Then control there. So this is quite better. Then you see the difference now. Can you see what we have? This is just like a single table that is just want a border around it, not inside it. That one works as well. But let's bring them back. So that is how it works. Good. So let's move to the next one. The CSS table size. The CSS table width and sizes. The width and height of the table are defined by the width and height property. Let's move to the next one. The CSS table width. The CSS width property is used to set a width of a table. The width can be set to in percentage as a fixed length that is in px or by auto keyword. This is a CSS table width in percentage. Maybe the width is from year to year and you want to give it a width. If we have a lot of this thing, if you give it a width, it will reduce to create a table that spans the entire screen full width. You use 100% full width. Now let's come here. Wait, 100%. Now, can you see our table has spanned through the whole thing? But if you don't want 100%, we can say 50%. Not 150, 50%. Then it will reduce it for us. Can you see it has reduced it to half of the screen for us? Then if you want a full width for the TH, then you want the TH to be height to be 70 pixel. It works like that. So we have the CSS width using auto. To let the browser calculate the width, you use width auto. So instead of here, we can come here, we can say width auto. So the browser will just calculate the width itself. And let's say, can you see, just calculate the normal width that it's meant to have. So that's how it works. So we just used auto now. Then you can give it height to as well if you want it to have some height. Let's move to the next one. We have the CSS table alignment. That's horizontal alignment. The CSS text align property is used to set the horizontal alignment of the content in it, or this property can have one of the following, that is left, align the text to the left. We have right, align the text to the right, center, align the text to the center. We have a note. By default, the content of the elements are centered aligned and the content of the elements are left aligned. Let's give it out. In the TD, we'll give it text align center. So let's come here. Where we have TH, we can say text align center. All the texts are centered. If we say text align left, they'll be in the left side. Left. It's in the left. Yeah, seeing some changes. Let's increase the width to, let's give it width of 100 pixel, 100%. So you can see, now let's give it text align left. Can you see everything fell to the left? Let's give it center now. So you can see the full difference. Everything now falls in the center. And if you give it right, everything will fall to the right as well. Now we have them in the right. So that's how that works. Then this is center, this is text align left. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching this video. Please do well to follow us across all socials at Tech Academy. See you next time. Bye.